Hey, I'm Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and wanted to take a minute to answer a question that I received from a client. And the question is, can I be a contingent buyer in Seattle? Meaning, can I buy a house with the need to also sell my house in order to qualify for my financing? So let's take a really quick dive into my answer here. So this question, can I be a contingent buyer, is a question that I've had to answer pretty much no for the past 4 or 5 years. And really the reason is because there's been a lot of competition in the Seattle marketplace and really anywhere around Seattle. If you're a buyer and you need to buy contingent on the sale of your home, that means that when you're making your offer, you're essentially telling the seller, I want to buy your house, but, and that's the key word with the contingency, but I need to sell my own home that I currently own before I can actually qualify to buy your home. So as a buyer, you're not as strong as somebody that can say, I've got my pre-approval letter from the bank and I'm ready to buy your house. So if you're a seller and you get to choose between one of those two options, generally speaking, a seller is going to choose the pre-approved buyer that doesn't need to sell their house versus the one that would have a pre-approval, but they're going to need to sell their house. Now, this particular person had bought their house 4 or 5 years ago. They're considering making a move-up purchase, so buying a newer, nicer house than the one that they currently own. And you might be watching this video thinking, you know what, I'm kind of in that same spot. I bought my house a while ago. It was good for me at the moment, but life's changed a little bit and I need something a little bit different. Now, for the past few years, people have just had to either live with it the way that it is or find some way to qualify without selling their house and then scramble really quick to sell their house after they bought the next one so they're not carrying multiple mortgage payments for a long period of time. Now, if you're watching this video and you're paying cash, it doesn't really matter. If you're watching this video and you make a ton of money and it's easy for you to, buy the next house and then sell yours, probably not relevant. But for a lot of people, they don't have a bunch of extra cash laying around to make a down payment on another house and maybe that earnest money deposit, pay the closing costs without selling the home that they currently own. And I just want to say that it is possible to do that today in the Seattle area. Now, a few things to note. It's still not extremely common. So I am seeing more contingent buyers and more listings that are going, instead of going directly to pending, which means that a buyer accepted seller accepted a non-contingent offer, to contingent, which means that, well, they accepted a contingent offer. Now, the difference on the contingency, I guess, for the seller is that they're not as certain that you're going to buy the home. So a seller has the opportunity to still accept other offers. So for the seller, it gives them a little bit of an incentive to accept the contingent offer, assuming there aren't other offers on the table. But for the buyer, if you're the one buying contingent, you should know that the seller is still able to accept another non-contingent offer on the house while they're under contract with you. So for example, if I brought an offer to the seller and I didn't need to sell my home, the seller would then go to you and let you know, hey, we received a non-contingent offer. It doesn't really matter what the price is. We received a non-contingent offer. We're going to let you have the first right of refusal. So as the buyer, you're able to waive that contingency. So either you've sold your house and you've got under contract, or you're just going to say, you know what the heck, we're just going to go for it. That would put your earnest money at risk in that situation. As the buyer, you have that option, or you can say, you know what, they can have it. And sometimes that non-contingent buyer actually bumps the contingent buyer. So as a buyer, if you're buying contingent or thinking about that, you just have to know that in the back of your head that your negotiating position isn't quite as strong. And when you're under contract, it's not the same as if you're under contract non-contingent on your home purchase. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you're in that situation and you're thinking about buying contingent, if you're somebody that owns a home and maybe you're thinking about selling and you're a seller and somebody brings a non-contingent offer to you, I would say that if you if you don't have other offers on the table, or maybe they're offering significantly more, it might be worth accepting that offer. And the Seattle market is still relatively strong, and homes are selling quicker than they were. And I wouldn't be, as a seller, I wouldn't personally be super concerned about the sale of the other home. But again, it just really comes down to how reasonable they're going to be on their sales price. So again, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent. Thanks for watching. And if you have other questions about the real estate market or buying a house in the Seattle area, please feel free to comment below. I'd love to answer those in another video. And if you'd like to, you can actually reach out to me directly. My contact information is down below. Bye for now.